A warm welcome to all the very smart students watching out this video. In previous session, we had already started the topic of final accounts of sole proprietor. In that, we had seen the sole proprietors are also of two broad categories. One the trading concern and the other one the manufacturing concern. And in the previous session, we had solved various illustrations relating to the final accounts of sole proprietor of trading concern. And today we're gonna start with the final account of sole proprietor of manufacturing concern. Okay, but one student is requesting to solve some illustrations on MCQs. Are we good? Audio video clear? Just comment, quickly comment. Everything fine? Yes. Good morning, beta. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, Aksha. I remember you were asking about illustration number 11th and 12th. Both are very simple, beta. Both are very simple. Just come down to page number 7.53, MCQ number 11. 7.53, MCQ number 11. My dear friends, today in first half, we're going to solve the illustrations and we would understand the concepts of manufacturing entity. But in the second half, we will try to solve your doubts relating to all the topics which we have covered till now, as well as I will talk about how to solve the papers and all the general queries you might be having in your minds relating to exams and how to study and all that. Whatever might be in your mind regarding exams and relating to studies, we're gonna entertain your doubts in the second half. Okay. And I will also talk about the various publications of the institute from which you can refer to study and to enhance your preparation for your examination. Okay, so MCQ number 11. It's very simple, beta. Akshay, it's very simple. Sales for the year ended 31st March 2020 amounted to rupees 10 lakhs. Sales for the year ended 31st March 2020 amounted to rupees 10 lakhs. Sales included goods sold to Mr. A for 50,000 at a profit of 20% on cost. Such goods are lying in the godown at the buyer's risk. This thing is important. Mark this. At the buyer's risk. Okay. Therefore, such goods should be treated as part of. Quickly comment. You yourself answer me. What should be the answer? What should be the answer? Quickly comment. Quickly comment. What should be the answer? Sales, closing inventory, goods in transit, or none of the above? Comment the answer as well as the reason. I just don't want only the A, B, C or D. I want answer plus the reasons. I also want the reason behind your answer. So this 50,000 lying, this 50,000 should be treated as sales or closing inventory. Quickly comment. Just a moment. SAS portal is not working. Just a moment. I'm unable to see your doubts. Just a moment. Okay. This 50,000 should be treated as sales. The reason being very simple. The reason is that although the goods were lying in our godown, but they were at buyer's risk. Risk kiska hai? Buyer ka. And Ronak sir has taught you earlier in the topic on inventories. Only those goods, या फिर in the topic of sale of goods on approval basis, कि if risk is transferring, अगर रिस्क ट्रांसफर हो रहा है, अगर रिस्क बायर का हो जा रहा है, तो हम उसे क्या कहेंगे? सेल्स कहेंगे. अगर रिस्क इज गेटिंग ट्रांसफर, देन इट वुड बी known as sales. Okay, it would be known as sales. Okay, give me a moment. I'm unable to see your doubt. Just a moment. Okay, yes, it's back. So is the Aksha is MCQ number 11 clear? Aksha, is MCQ number 11 clear? No, Chandan, no. Why closing inventory? Correct. Anjali, correct. Correct, Cherry Rampuria. Correct, Priyanka. Correct, Chandan. Correct, Jyoti. Great. Most of the students have given the correct answer. Okay. So now let's move down to the next topic of final accounts of manufacturing entity. Final accounts of manufacturing entity. So there is only a thin line of difference between the final accounts of manufacturing entity and the trading entity. See, in the trading entity, what was happening? The trader was buying goods and selling goods. He was buying goods and selling goods. He was not performing any activities on the goods. Okay. Whereas manufacturing entities, in case of manufacturing entities, what is happening? Manufacturer is procuring raw material. Manufacturer is procuring raw material. He is performing some activities on this raw material. He is performing some activities on these raw materials and then converting it into finished goods, and finished goods are ultimately sold. Okay, so this is the cycle. In case of manufacturing entity, what is the additional part? Procurement of raw material and the performance of these activities, manufacturing activities. This thing is additional. So up till now, in case of trading concern, what we did, we prepared the trading account. What we did, we prepared the trading account. Okay, from trading account, we prepared the profit and loss account. From trading account, we prepared profit and loss account, and from profit and loss account, we prepared the balance sheet. We prepared the balance sheet. Okay, this was the picture up till now. Trading account was giving us the gross profit figure. We were getting the figure of gross profit from the trading account. Okay, trading account was giving us the gross profit figure, whereas profit and loss account was giving us the net profit ka figure. Was giving us the net profit ka figure. Okay, so trading account say we were getting gross profit ka figure. Gross profit ka figure was going into profit and loss account, and from profit and loss account we were getting the figure of net profit, and net profit ka figure was going down to the balance sheet. Net profit ka figure was going down to the balance sheet in the capital account. Now, in case of manufacturing entity, we are performing one more activity. We are performing one more activity. That is, we are preparing, we are manufacturing goods. That is, we are manufacturing goods. So there is a need to prepare one more account, which would record for the expenses relating to manufacturing. We should prepare one more account, which would be recording, which would be used to record the expenses relating to manufacturing, and that account is known as the manufacturing account. All the expenses relating to manufacturing would be recorded in this account. So one more account, that is manufacturing account. That is manufacturing account. Only this much, only this thing is new in this unit. In unit 2, we have to study only this thing, manufacturing account. Rest everything is cakewalk for you guys. Rest everything is cakewalk for you. You have solved number of illustrations on the remaining concepts. That is trading account, profit and loss account, and the balance sheet. The new thing which we're gonna learn today is the manufacturing account. And manufacturing account, through manufacturing account, we get the figure of cost of goods sold. Which figure we get? We get the figure of cost of goods sold. So the cycle would be, now the new cycle would be, first of all, we're gonna prepare the manufacturing account. From manufacturing account, we will get the figure of cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold figure would get transferred to the trading account. From trading account, we will get the figure of gross profit. Gross profit figure would get transferred to the profit and loss account. From profit and loss account, we will get the figure of net profit, and this net profit figure will go down to the balance sheet in the under the heading capital. It would increase our capital balance if we are getting net profit, and if we are getting net loss, the capital balance would come down. That's it. This is the brief introduction of manufacturing entities. So far so good. How is the Josh? Everything okay? How is the Josh? So far so good. So far so good. Any doubts still here? Any doubts still here? So half loss covered by the insurance. Suppose there is a fire at our shop or at godown, or there is a loss in transit, and there is a loss of worth rupees 1 lakh. there is a loss of rupees 1 lakh, but and we have claimed rupees 1 lakh to the insurance company. But what happens? It is not necessary that insurance company will definitely accept the claim of rupees 1 lakh. It might be possible that they would have accepted the claim of rupees 80,000. They would have accepted the claim of rupees 80,000. So our loss, our abnormal loss was rupees 1 lakh. We got rupees 80,000. So the balance remaining loss would be 20,000, which would be recorded in a profit and loss account as loss. Any more queries, any more doubts relating to the topic which I have explained till now, that is manufacturing? Debit balance, Smith Pereira, debit balance. Thanks a lot, Deju Ponappa. Yes, Deju Ponappa, accountancy is a lovely subject. Very interesting and very scoring subject. Vignesh, Isra Zareen Muhammad, we will come down to that topic also. Saksam Gupta, I will try if time permits. Okay, everything fine. I hope, Soma, your doubt is clear now. Yes, definitely, Prati, yes. Okay. Okay. So let's move ahead. Okay. So this was a brief introduction of the manufacturing entry. No credit balance. Smith Pereira, no credit balance. Smith, no credit balance. एक account का एक ही balance होता है ना Smith. Every account has only one balance, either debit or the credit. Okay, so manufacturing account would mostly manufacturing account generally has the debit balance. As we are debiting all the expenses, as we are debiting all the expenses relating to manufacturing, so it's obvious that manufacturing account would have the debit balance. Smith, as we move ahead towards the illustration, your doubt would be more clear. Okay, just mark this thing as important. Trading account shows the gross profit, while manufacturing account shows the cost of goods sold, which includes direct expenses. See, this thing I have depicted through this flow chart. The thing written here, I have depicted through the flow chart, and this flow chart, such small flow charts are very useful. Images get easily stored in your brain, and it's easy to recall the images. See, bachpan mein, in our childhood, when we were in nursery or standard 1 or standard 2 or KG1, KG2, we understood that our books used to be very colorful and very pictorial presentations used to be there. Okay, now in accountancy, it's not possible to present everything in pictorial format, and it is well proven, scientifically proven that pictures and flowcharts are easily recallable and easily memorable. So that's why I'm trying to convert the theoretical things into flowchart format. You must have seen from last 2 months I am converting your theories into flowchart or into tree diagrams and all that. It's very simple to understand and simple to reproduce. Okay, so the first thing is trading account give us the gross profit, whereas the manufacturing account give us the cost of goods sold. Okay, manufacturing accounts deals with the raw material and work in progress. Okay, manufacturing account is more of concern with the raw material, and it is more of concern with the WIP, work in progress, while the trading accounts deal with the finished goods only. See, my dear friends, now let's understand the concept of WIP, work in progress. I might have explained you this earlier also, but just to recall, see what happens. What is the process of manufacturing? In the process of manufacturing, the first thing is these things we're gonna study in very detail at intermediate and final level in that subject of cost accountancy, management, cost and management accountancy. It's we will deal with a very minute concepts of manufacturing and costing. Okay, so just a brief. First stage is we procure the raw material, and there are multiple stages: activity 1, machine 1, or activity 2, or activity 3, and ultimately we get the finished good. It's not like कि यहाँ से raw material एक end से raw material डाल दिया और दूसरी end से finished goods निकला. It's never like this. It's not like this कि from one end we put the raw material and from the second end finished goods निकला. It's never like this. There are multiple stages. जैसे कि हम कोई vegetable भी cook करते हैं. There are multiple stages. First we cut it, then we peel it. First we peel it, then cut, then wash, then we boil it, then we add some spices. Okay, so there is then we garnish, then we serve it. So there are n number of stages. So similarly, in case of manufacturing entity or in case of manufacturing activity, there are n number of stages. So it might so happen कि at the end of year, that is 31st March 2022, suppose at the end of year we what would be our inventory? We will have finished goods in hand. कुछ हमारे पास फिनिश गुड्स रखा होगा. We would have some raw material in our hand. हमारे पास कुछ raw material होगा और कुछ गुड्स ऐसा होगा जो प्रोसेस में है, जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की प्रोसेस में कहीं अटका हुआ है ना. कुछ गुड्स यहाँ तक कंप्लीट हुए होंगे, कुछ गुड्स यहाँ तक कंप्लीट हुए होंगे और कुछ गुड्स यहाँ तक गुड्स कंप्लीट हुए होंगे. तो ऐसे गुड्स को हम क्या कहेंगे? सेमी फिनिश गुड्स. Semi-finished goods, or in common parlance, in the technical language, it would be known as work in progress. It would be known as work in progress, work in process, or work in progress, widely denoted as WIP. Denoted as WIP, work in progress or work in process. Okay, so the manufacturing account deals with the raw material and the work in progress. जो गुड्स यहाँ तक है, यहाँ तक है या यहाँ तक है, मतलब इन गुड्स पे कुछ ना कुछ खर्चा तो हो रखा है. जैसे कि जो गुड्स सेकेंड स्टेज पार कर चुके हैं, जो गुड्स यहाँ तक आ चुके हैं, इन पे ये दो प्रोसेस का खर्चा लग चुका है ना. तो these things we will gonna see now. So this is the cycle, this is the process of accountancy. And my dear friends, I believe कि you are writing this. My dear friends, I believe कि you are copying this. All these things you are copying, you are scribbling in your register. I believe this. Are you writing? Yes, sir. Okay, now let's check the manufacturing cost. Manufacturing cost, any product which we are manufacturing, so its cost consists various different costs. जैसे कि मान लीजिए हम ये मोबाइल फोन मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हैं. सपोज वी आर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सैमसंग फोन. ओके, सो व्हाट वुड बी द कॉस्ट? Raw material consumed. What do you mean by raw material? Raw material means the spare parts, the material used to manufacture this mobile phone. It's known as raw material. Then direct manufacturing wages. What do you mean by direct manufacturing wages? Direct manufacturing wages means the expenses, the salary of the worker who is working, who is assembling this mobile phone, who is working on this phone. It's known as direct manufacturing wages. The other one is direct manufacturing expenses, like electricity bill. Suppose this phone is being prepared by some robot, or it is manufactured on some machinery. So machinery is obviously consuming electricity. So the electricity expenses of that for running that machinery, it's known as direct manufacturing expenses. And direct manufacturing costs, other costs relating to manufacturing. Okay. Then comes the indirect manufacturing expenses. Okay, so the difference between the direct expenses and indirect expenses, or direct cost and the indirect cost, is very simple. See, if we are saying the expenses are direct, if we are saying the expenses are of direct material or direct wages or direct expenses, then it means कि there is a one-to-one relationship between the cost and the output. देखो, जब कॉस्ट का और आउटपुट का डायरेक्ट वन टू वन रिलेशनशिप होता है, इट इज नोन एज डायरेक्ट. जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग दिस मोबाइल फोन we had used 50 grams of plastic, so we can directly correlate it, we can directly relate it with the manufacturing of this mobile phone. There is one to one relationship. So if there is a one to one relationship, or if we can calculate the cost per unit, then it would be known as direct cost. Okay, whereas in case of indirect cost, these are the costs which are incurred indirectly. Suppose we have some suppose we have some machineries, suppose we have plant and machineries, and we have some oiling, greasing, or some tools to repair, or some tools to maintain those machinery. So there is no one-to-one relationship of that machineries, tools of the machineries with the manufacturing. So such expenses are called indirect expenses. Just chillax guys, अगर समझ में आया है तो ठीक, अगर नहीं भी समझ में आया है तो no need. इसका at foundation level there is no need of bifurcating such things. ये बहुत डिटेल में we have to study at intermediate level in this topic of costing, in the subject of costing, cost and management accountancy. We gonna study these things in very much details. So just forget about direct and indirect. In as far as our exams and as far as our syllabus is concerned, it would be clearly mentioned in the question itself कि XYZ is the direct expenses and ABC are the, मतलब जो भी है direct and indirect का bifurcation would be clearly mentioned in our exams. Okay, now see how to calculate the raw material consumed. How to calculate the raw material consumed. At the beginning of the year, we might be having some raw materials in our hand. So we might be having some opening inventory of raw material. You know, we might be having some opening inventory of raw material. In addition, we might have purchased something and less closing inventory. तो हमें क्या मिल जाएगा? Raw material consumed. सिंपल है, ओपनिंग प्लस परचेज माइनस क्लोजिंग. देखो रॉ मटेरियल कंज्यूम कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं. वी मस्ट हैव सम ओपनिंग रॉ मटेरियल, हमारे पास कुछ ओपनिंग रॉ मटेरियल है. देन वी हैड परचेज सम, हमने कुछ एडिशनल प्रोक्योर किया है, परचेज किया है. तो ओपनिंग प्लस परचेसेस लेस क्लोजिंग. क्लोजिंग हमें पता चल जाएगा कि कितना हमारे पास है. देखो ओपनिंग का फिगर हमारे पास है, परचेज का फिगर हमारे पास है. We also have the figure of closing in raw material. So opening plus purchase minus closing equals to raw material consumed. Equals to raw material consumed. Let's check out the illustration number 1. It's very simple. It's very simple. 1 lakh units were produced in a factory. Per unit material cost was ₹10 and per unit labor cost was ₹5. Okay, that part it was agreed to pay a royalty at the rate of ₹3 per unit to the Japanese collaborator who supplied the technology. So what do you mean by royalty? What do you mean by royalty? Suppose we have collaborated with some Japanese company. Okay, some Japanese company has provided us the technology, has provided us the know-how. तो वो जो हम उनकी टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कर रहे हैं, for using that technology, we have to pay some money to those company. So that money is known as royalty. And in the previous session, I had given you the homework to Google all such things, to Google the meaning of royalty, to Google the meaning of goodwill, to Google the meaning of premium. All such small things you should Google and enhance your working knowledge. Okay, so these are the expenses given. What is asked? Question has asked us to calculate the manufacturing cost. Question is asking us to to calculate the manufacturing cost. So isn't it very simple? Yes sir, it's very simple. So just calculate and answer me. Calculate and comment. Just calculate and comment. If you are understanding that, then just say done sir. And if you are watching on YouTube and if you are understanding, then give a big thumbs up so that I can understand whether you are with me or not. If you are watching on YouTube, then just give a big thumbs up so that I can understand you are with me. Just quickly comment the solution, quickly comment the answer. It's very simple. It's very simple. Quickly comment the answer. Quickly comment the answer. What is the answer? Quickly. Yes. Most of the students are giving the correct answer. It's very simple, beta. It's very simple. Royalty, IUC Jan. Just Google it. It's very simple. 18 lakhs. Correct. शिवानी थोराट, गुरलीन कौर, मिस खुशी, धर्मेंद्र. Correct. Most of the students are giving the correct answer. Most of the students are giving the correct answer. Yes. See, what would be the manufacturing expenses? First of all, हमने raw material consume किया है. Okay, raw material consume. And what is given? What is given? The raw material cost is rupees 10, and we had produced 1 lakh units. So it's simple. 1 lakh into 10. It's simple. 1 lakh into 10. So it's coming down to 10 lakhs. It's coming down to 10 lakhs. Next, what is given? Next thing given is labor. Labor charges are given rupees 5 per unit, and we have manufactured 1 lakh units. So 5 into 1 lakh, it's coming down to 5 lakh. 5 into 1 lakh, it's coming down to 5 lakhs. And the last thing, we had paid rupees 3 per unit as royalty. So royalty, 1 lakh into rupees 3. 1 lakh into rupees 3, so it's coming down to 3 lakhs. So the total figure is coming down to 18 lakh. So the manufacturing cost is rupees 18. So the manufacturing cost is rupees 18. Great. Ruchi, Swarnika, Sridhar, Dharminder, Sai, Dheeraj, Garima, Saksam, Gurleen, Kushi, Ranjana, Risu, Priyanka, Dharminder, Akash, Ayushi, Bhikkhu, Priyanka, Sabarnika. Everyone has given the correct answer. Great. Such a studious and bright batch. The best batch I have ever taught. Sabse very active students are watching the sessions. Very active and brilliant students are watching this session, I believe. Priyanka, raw material means only the raw material. Raw material means only the physical things, the raw material which are used to produce. Whereas cost of goods sold, just hold on. We are coming to that only. The cost of goods sold means all the direct expenses, like हमने light bill भरा होगा, like हमने लेबर्स की सैलरी पे की होगी जो मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहे हैं, है ना, लाइक हमने कोई ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का एक्सपेंस इनकर किया होगा, या आपने कोई रिपेयर मेंटेनेंस किया होगा मशीनरी का. All those expenses would be included in the cost of goods sold. So is it clear? No, Kartikeya, no. Answer is correct. Kartikeya, answer is correct, but we should present something, na. We should present something. Thanks a lot, Isra. Okay, shall we move ahead? Mohammed Sarfaraz, we will come down to that topic soon. We are coming on the manufacturing account. Mohammed Sarfaraz, we are coming. Quite difficult to read each and everyone's house. Akash, yes. Garvit, yes. No, Garvit, you are saying the per unit manufacturing cost is 18 lakh. It's incorrect. Total manufacturing cost is 18 lakh. Total manufacturing cost of 1 lakh unit is 18 lakh. So per unit, it's only 18. It's rupees 18 only. Yes, Nishka, your answer is correct. Okay. No, Priyanka, we will see it. Okay, Akash. Okay, let's move. Design of a manufacturing account. So this is what this is how manufacturing account looks. Okay, manufacturing account is somewhat like trading account only. We will debit all the expenses and cost would be debited to the manufacturing account, and all the incomes, if any, would be credited to the manufacturing account. Okay, so first of all, what are the costs? We have seen here? Okay, we have seen here all these costs would be debited to the manufacturing account. All these costs would be debited to the manufacturing account. So first of all, the cost is the cost of raw material. The first cost is the cost of raw material, and we have to debit only the raw material consumed. We have to debit the cost of raw material consumed. So we have opening inventory, add purchases, last closing inventory. So we will get the figure of raw material consumed. जितना raw material consume हुआ है उसका amount आ जाएगा. Then we will debit the cost of direct wages. Direct wages means the salary of floor worker, salary of the employees, salary of the workers who are working in the factory, salaries of the worker who are working in the factory for manufacturing the goods. So it would be known as direct wages. Okay, and then the direct expenses. Then the direct expenses like electricity bill, like any other expenses related to manufacturing. Okay, so then we will get the prime cost. See this three. See, direct material plus direct wages plus direct expenses. If we add these three expenses, if we add these three amounts, we get prime cost. We get prime cost. This figure is known as prime cost. This thing is relevant for intermediate level. As of now, अगर आपको याद रहता है तो वेल एंड गुड, अगर आपको याद नहीं पे रहता है तो नो इश्यूज. अगर याद रह जाए तो बहुत अच्छा, याद नहीं भी रहे तो नो इश्यूज. डायरेक्ट मटेरियल प्लस डायरेक्ट वेजेस प्लस डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस अगर हम ऐड करते तो हमें मिलती है प्राइम कॉस्ट. ओके, देन वी विल ऐड सम factory overheads. Factory overheads are indirect expenses, or just forget about it, it would be given in the question itself. Royalty or some higher charges. Suppose we had bought some machine on higher basis. हमने कोई मशीनरी रेंट पे लाई है तो उस मशीन का जो रेंट है, जो हायर चार्जेस है, it would be debited to manufacturing account. Then other expenses like repair and maintenance of machineries, repair and maintenance of plant and machineries, or depreciation of plant and machinery, or other factory these things. So after this we will get the factory cost. ठीक है, यहाँ इतना होने के बाद में we will get the factory cost. It would be known as factory cost. अगर याद रहे तो ठीक है, याद नहीं भी रहे तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं. ठीक है, ये डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस को कहते हैं प्राइम कॉस्ट. फिर प्राइम कॉस्ट में ये सारी चीजें ऐड करी तो हमें मिलती है फैक्ट्री कॉस्ट. ओके, आफ्टर दैट we will adjust for WIP, work in progress. We must be having some goods which are semi finished, we must be having some goods which are semi finished both at the opening as well as closing. So opening, if we have opening WIP, so we will debit it to opening work in progress. And if we are having some closing WIP, so it would be credited by closing WIP. Okay, it would be credited as closing WIP. So what we are debiting? We are debiting the expenses. We are debiting the expenses. We are debiting the cost. And what we are crediting? We are crediting the income and closing stock. Okay. Now, what does this? What is this? Byproducts at net realizable value. Byproduct and net realizable value. Okay. What do you mean by byproduct? Quickly comment. Any guesses? Quickly comment. Any guesses? Quickly comment. Any guesses? Mohammed Sarfraz, please check your internet. Any guesses? What do you mean by byproduct? What do you mean by byproduct? Any guesses? See what is happening. If we are producing in the process of manufacturing some good. So let's take the example of sugar. Let's take the example of sugar. What is the raw material for sugar? Sugar cane. गन्ना कहते हैं ना, गन्ना हिंदी में sugar cane. So sugar is manufactured or produced through sugar cane. Okay, तो क्या सिर्फ ऐसा है क्या कि हमने एक तरफ से गन्ना डाला या sugar cane डाली तो आउटकम डायरेक्टली शुगर आएगा? No. In the process of manufacturing sugar, we will get some byproduct like molasses और बगास. मोलेस एंड बगैस. ठीक है, जब हम शुगर केन को ग्राइंड करते हैं तो उसमें से शुगर जूस निकलता है. शुगर जूस से हम शुगर बना लेते हैं. ठीक है, लेकिन जो एंड में बच जाता है, जो ड्राई होता है, एकदम जो ड्राई पार्ट होता है, उसे क्या कहते हैं? बगैस. तो ये क्या है? बगैस इज ऑल्सो यूजेबल. बगैस इज यूज्ड एज फ्यूल. ठीक है, तो ये बगैस भी सेल होता है मार्केट में. और एक और चीज बनती है साथ में, मोलेस. Molasses is used in the distillery plants. In the distillery plants means the manufacturing entity. The distillery means जहाँ पे अल्कोहल बनती है, जहाँ अल्कोहल मैन्युफैक्चर होती है. So what we were manufacturing? We were manufacturing sugar. We were manufacturing sugar, but in the process of manufacturing sugar, there were few byproducts. Which were the byproducts? Molasses and the bagasse. In the process of manufacturing sugar, we got molasses and bagasse, and this molasses and bagasse are saleable in the market. So molasses and bagasse to sell करके we got some funds. We got some fund. So it's an income. So it would be credited to the manufacturing account. It would be credited to the manufacturing account. Is it clear? Revenue generated from selling the revenue generated by selling the byproduct shall be credited to the manufacturing account. The same principle which we follow in trading account and the profit and loss account. Okay, so this is the, and ultimately we get the balancing figure, that is cost of production. Ultimately we get the balancing figure, that is cost of production, and it is transferred to, and it is transferred to trading account. It is transferred to trading account. So far so good. Yes. Sai Kiran, yes. Yes, correct. Sanjay, yes. Extraction of oil. Extraction of oil in oil mills. What happened? We put the raw material, that is it can be soya bean, it can be rice bran, it can be rice bran, it can be it can be anything like groundnut. Okay. So what happened while extracting the oil? While extracting the oil, there is another byproduct, that is oil cake. That is oil cake, which is used as cattle feed. Which is used as cattle feed. Yes, correct, beta. You are correct. Yes, we can call chandan byproduct, secondary product as byproduct. Yes, Ravinder Singh, correct. Yes, Sachi, correct, 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 correct. Yes. Yes, Karthike, correct. Very interesting exam answer you have given. Yes, Rekha, correct. Okay. And what else? We can suppose in the process of manufacturing कुछ scrap out हो जाता है या कुछ गलत manufacture हो जाता है, तो वो हम कम रेट में सेल कर सकते हैं, या कोई चीज खराब हो जाती है तो उसे एज स्क्रैप सेल कर सकते हैं, तो वो भी सेल करके हमें पैसा मिलेगा बाय scrap, by revenue generated by selling scrap. So this is just the illustrative particulars are given. ये कुछ भी हो सकता है, इसमें जो भी इनकम आ रही है सब क्रेडिट कर सकते हैं, और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग से रिलेटेड जो भी एक्सपेंसेस हो रहे हैं वो हम डेबिट कर सकते हैं. ओके, so let's jump down to illustration number 2. Are you ready? Are you ready? Just comment yes sir. Are you ready? Are you ready? No beta, Priyanka, no. Priyanka, no, it's not abnormal gain. एबनॉर्मल लॉस क्या, एबनॉर्मल एबनॉर्मल गेन तो कभी कभार होगा, लेकिन कुछ प्रोडक्ट्स में बाय प्रोडक्ट तो हमेशा ही आते हैं. वी नो कि अगर ऑयल एक्सट्रैक्ट करेंगे तो ऑयल केक बनेगा ही, तो वी कांट से कि इट्स एबनॉर्मल गेन. shall we move ahead? Are you ready? Are you ready? Say yes. Yes. No, no. Teja, no. Opening WIP is not the balancing figure. This is balancing figure is this trading account. This is the balancing figure. Trading account, cost of production. This is the balancing figure. Opening W, how to opening WIP can be the balancing figure? ये तो हमें लास्ट ईयर के फिनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट से मिल जाएगा ना. Yes, correct, Kashish, correct. Yes, Sarvagya Jain, yes. Scrap machine also we can credit. Karnawat, same channel, same channel. Yes, Rishu Chauhan, yes, it can be credited. It can be credited. So, Shraddha, but if we are a trading concern, in that case, we will write it in the trading account. But if we are a manufacturing entity, then obviously we will record it in the manufacturing account. Priyanka, it would be resolved. I will try if the time permits. Okay. नेट रियलाइजेबल वैल्यू मोहम्मद अख्तर जो बाय प्रोडक्ट आएगा वो बाय प्रोडक्ट सेल करके जो पैसा मिलेगा उसे नेट रियलाइजेबल वैल्यू कहेंगे. Okay, let's jump to the illustration number 2, 7.66. Mark it as important as this is the only illustration we have on the manufacturing account. Mr. Vimal runs a factory which produces soap. Following details were available in respect of his manufacturing activities for the year ended on 31st March 2020. Okay, opening WIP, we will debit it. Closing WIP, we will credit it. Opening inventory, closing inventory, purchase higher charges of machine. What does this mean? If we had taken the machinery on rental basis, on higher basis, okay, higher charges of factory, we might have taken factory on rent, okay, direct wages, closing WIP, repairs and maintenance, units produced 5 lakhs. Prepare a manufacturing account of Mr. Vimal for the year ended 31st March 2020. For the year ended 31st March 2020. It's very simple. It's very simple. Quickly draw the format for around one page. The format of, see, in case of manufacturing account, we have seen we also draw the units column. We also draw the units column. Okay, one additional column of units we have to draw. Okay, so draw the format quickly around one page. Draw the format for around one page. It's better कि you draw three columns, one inner column, one outer column, and one column for units. One column for units. Okay. It's not necessary कि you should draw three columns only. Manner of presentation is a matter of choice. If you want, you can draw three columns. If you want, two columns are also sufficient. Okay. Quickly draw the format for around one page. Okay, what should be the heading? In the books of Mr. Vimal, in the books of Mr. Vimal, in the books of Mr. Vimal, manufacturing account for the year ended 31st March 2020. Manufacturing account. These headings are important. Manufacturing account for the year ended 31st March 2020. Particulars, amount, units, amount. And the same thing in the credit side, particulars, amount, units, amount. Particulars, amount, unit, amount, unit, amount. So are you ready for the solution? Yes, sir. Just check out. We will do very simple thing. We will just read the illustration. We will just read the heads and we're gonna post it in the manufacturer account. That's it. So the first thing given is the opening WIP. Opening WIP, we have 10,000 units. So what we will do? We will debit it to opening WIP, to opening WIP. You have to write completely. You have to completely write work in progress. Opening WIP. How many units? We have 10,000 units. We have 10,000 units, and amount given is 16,000. Amount mentioned is 16,000. Okay. Next thing, closing WIP is 12,000. So by closing WIP, 12,000 units. By closing WIP, by closing work in progress, units are 12,000 and the amount is rupees 20,000. Units are 12,000 and the amount is rupees 20,000. Next thing, opening inventory, closing inventory and purchases. So what we will do, the two raw material consumed. We want to find out the figure of raw material consumed. So raw material, to raw material consumed. Okay. So we have opening, add purchases, less closing, add purchases, less closing. So opening we have 1,70,000. Opening raw material we have 1,70,000. Purchases we did for 8,20,000. We purchased for 8,20,000, and closing raw material we have 1,90,000. We have 1,90,000. So what is coming in the outer column? Quickly comment. I don't have calculator. Quickly calculate and comment. What is the figure of raw material consumed? What is the figure of raw material consumed? See guys, my focus is on teaching. While teaching, I am unable to see your doubts and queries. If you, I am always giving you time to ask your doubts in the middle of the session. In every 20-25 minutes, I am asking you your doubts. Okay. While teaching, if you would post your doubts, it would be impossible for me to read it. Okay. So what is coming? So what is coming? What is the balancing figure coming? The value of raw material consumed. The value of raw material consumed is coming down to 8 lakhs. Great. Great. It's coming down to 8 lakhs. So in the outer column, 8 lakhs. Okay. Next, what is given? Higher charges of machinery. Higher charges of machine at the rate of 0.60 per unit manufactured. And we have manufactured 5 lakh units. We have manufactured 5 lakh units. So what we'll do? To expenses to direct expenses to direct expenses. What is the expense? Higher charges on machinery. Higher charges on machinery. So just write higher charges on machinery. What is coming? Higher charges on machinery. Or rather, what should we do? Instead of writing it here, higher charges on machinery, we can write it little at lower side. Or see, higher charges on machinery. What is given? 0.60 per unit manufactured. And we have manufactured 5 lakh units. How many units we have manufactured? 5 lakh units. So higher charges on machinery would be 5 lakhs into 0.60. 5 lakhs into 0.60. It's coming down to 3 lakhs. Higher charges on machinery, it's coming down to 3 lakhs. Okay, 3 lakhs. Okay, yes. Next, what is given? Higher charges of factory. Higher charges of factory, it is given 2,20,000. Higher charges of factory, it is given 2,20,000. So it's an, we will write it as indirect under the heading indirect. To indirect expenses. To indirect expenses. Higher charges of factory. Higher charges of factory. Higher charges of factory. What is given? What is given? It is given 2,20,000. So we will directly write 2,20,000. We will directly write 2,20,000. 2,20,000. Okay. Now what is given? Just read it per unit manufactured and 40 paisa per unit of closing WIP. Okay. So now while calculating the direct wages are of two types: 80 paisa for manufactured and 40 paisa for closing WIP. See, it's quite obvious कि this is our manufacturing process. Okay, यहाँ से raw material आया, यहाँ पे हमने कोई activity की, and यहाँ पे हमें finished goods मिला. Okay, so we have two types of closing inventory. We must be having finished goods and we must be having WIP somewhere in between. We must be having somewhere WIP in between. So it is obvious कि finished goods पे पूरा यहाँ तक का खर्चा हुआ होगा, है ना, पूरी एक्टिविटीज हो गई. Whereas WIP, सपोज वी आर स्टैंडिंग हियर, तो यहाँ तक का ही खर्चा हुआ होगा, आगे की जो एक्टिविटीज है उसका खर्चा बचा है. तो जो फिनिश गुड्स है उस पे 0.80 खर्चा हमने पकड़ना है और जो WIP है उस पे ओनली 0.40 हमें ऐड करना है. ओके, सो जस्ट राइट टू डायरेक्ट वेजेस, टू डायरेक्ट वेजेस, टू direct wages, to direct wages की working note 1, we shall prepare one working note. So working note 1 direct wages, working note 1 direct wages. Okay, so 5 lakh units, 5 lakh units are completed, or rather let's write it in quite detail. What is given in the question? Question is saving units manufactured and closing WIP. So direct wages on units manufactured, units manufactured, on units manufactured, we have 5 lakh units, we have 5 lakh units and the rate is 0.80, that is 80 paisa. Rate is 80 paisa. So 5 lakh units into 80 paisa, it's coming down to 4 lakh. It's coming down to 4 lakh. And on closing WIP, on closing WIP, what is the closing WIP? Units of closing WIP? Closing WIP, it's only 12,000 units. It's only 12,000 units. So closing on WIP, 12,000 units into 0.40, 4,800. 4,800. It's coming down to 4,800. So the total figure, the total wages are coming down to 4,04,800. 4,04,800. So we will post it here. Working note number 1, 4,04,800. 4,04,800. Next, what is remaining? Closing WIP, okay, this is nothing. Repairs and maintenance 1,80,000. So it would be, it should come under indirect expenses. It should come under indirect expenses. To repairs and maintenance. Repairs and maintenance. Repairs and maintenance. Figure given is, I guess it's 1,80,000. The figure given is 1,80,000. Yes, it's 1,80,000. It's 1,80,000. Okay. Next, what else is remaining? What else is remaining? What else is remaining? Nothing else is remaining. It would be the cost of goods sold. It would be cost of goods sold. So it should be by trading account. By trading account. How many units manufactured? 5 lakh units. 5 lakh units. Okay. By trading account. And what does this figure represent? Cost of finished goods transferred. Cost of finished goods transferred to trading account. Cost of finished goods transferred to trading account. That's it. So what is the balancing figure coming down? Quickly comment. What is the balancing figure coming down? Quickly comment the balancing figure. Quickly comment the balancing figure. 19 lakh 800. Correct. 19 lakhs 800. 19 lakh 800. This is the balancing figure, 19 lakh 800. So Ronak sir always says He put the balancing figure in the box and give it an asterisk mark and the total and the total. That's it. Copy it. Copy it quickly. Quickly copy. Quickly copy. If you have any doubts relating to this illustration, ask me. If you have any doubts relating to this illustration, ask me or repost. No, no. Units column won't be total. There is no sense in totaling the units column. Yes, Nidhi, it can come in the exam. Any doubts relating to this illustration? Do we have any doubts relating to this illustration? If you have any doubts relating to this illustration, please post. And if you understood, then give a big thumbs up on YouTube as well as in the comment section so that I can understand. Any doubts on the illustration? Just a moment. The doubts screen is not working. Just a moment. Give me a moment. Okay. So let's have a break. I will entertain your doubts after the break. There is some technical issue. I'm unable to see your doubts. So let's have a break, and after the break, we will resolve your doubts relating to this illustration. So let's have a break of around 5 minutes. Let's have a break. Okay. Welcome back, guys, after the short break. Any doubts relating to this illustration? Around 12:30, we gonna see how to solve the paper, how to deal with the exam paper, how to manage time in the exam. So whatever might be in your mind relating to exams, relating to how to study, it would be interactive. The last 30 minutes of today's session would be very, very interactive. If you are having any doubts relating how to solve the exam, how to solve the questions in the exams, manner of presentation, how to write answers in the theory format, or what should be the sequence of solving the illustration, and how to utilize the first 15 minutes of the paper. So if you are having any such doubts, we will entertain such doubts in the last 30 minutes of today's session. So as of now, any doubts relating to this manufacturing account? We will practice one more illustration on this, but as of now, any doubt on the concept of manufacturing account? Akshat Khandelwal, it is not the indirect income. Akshat Khandelwal, the suppose see what's happening. We are producing goods, and in the process of production, we are getting some byproducts, and now we are selling these byproducts. So by selling these byproducts, we are getting some funds. We are getting some funds. So these funds are reducing our expenses. जो भी हमने खर्चा किया, we had incurred lot many expenses and lot many costs in manufacturing, and by selling these byproducts, our cost is getting reduced. Na indirectly, this is reducing the burden. Na so that's why it is credited. That's why it is credited. Yes. Thani Gai Selvan, it is recommended that we should record the direct and indirect expenses separately. Srushti Sutar, okay. Okay. Priyanka Gupta, it cannot happen. It cannot happen. It can happen in the rarest and the rarest of the rare situation. In that case, no worries. Write it as credit balance. Follow the same accounting procedure. Yes. It is not necessary that in examination always a new question would be asked. A repeat question can also be asked. No, Nidhi. From my studio, but due to certain issues, I'm unable. My studio is not available. That's why I'm not at my studio today. Today I'm at home. Direct wages, Suba, direct wages means the wages paid to the employees who are working in the factory. Wages paid to the employee who are working in the factory. Saksham Gupta, as a Saksham Gupta, you are asking manufacturing or trading? Saksham, manufacturing or trading? Same thing. Sachi Bhagat factory overhead and Sachi Bhagat both are same. Sachi Bhagat both are same. Okay. Shall we move ahead? Okay. Asabau, after this manufacturing entity, I will give you time to ask that also. Okay, let's move. Karthike, it's for better presentation. It is for better presentation. Okay, so let's move down to the practical illustration. Illustration number 3 is the homework for you. Let's move down to practical illustrations. Practical illustration number 1, practical question number 1. Come down to page number 7.71. Jump to the page number 7.71. Mr. Pankaj runs a factory which produces motor spares of export quality. Okay. The following details were obtained about his manufacturing expenses for the year ended 31st March 2020. Okay. So what is happening? Mr. Pankaj is running a factory and the manufacturing expenses are given. The question has given us the manufacturing expenses. WIP opening closing raw material purchase opening closing return. Then indirect material. What do you mean by indirect material? Indirect material means see, we have machineries. So daily before starting the machinery, we wipe it with cloth, we dust it. Okay, we put some oil and grease. Okay, so all these expenses are indirect expenses. Wages, direct, indirect. Direct expenses, royalty on production. Then other indirect expenses are given. Byproduct at selling price. This is the revenue generated by selling the byproducts. Okay, you are required to prepare manufacturing account of Mr. Pankaj for the year ended 31st March 2020. So we have to prepare the manufacturing account of Mr. Pankaj. So quickly draw the format for around one page. Quickly draw the format for around one page. Only two columns, units and the amount. Or see, in the question units are not given. So no need of preparing the unit column. No need of drawing the unit column. Directly draw the manufacturing account for around two pages. Only draw the manufacturing account for around two pages. That's it. For around one page. That's it. Okay. Draw the manufacturing account for around one page. Yes. That's it. This is our manufacturing account. Two columns, one inner column and the other one the outer column. Okay. So now what would be the heading in the books of Mr. Pankaj manufacturing account? Just give the heading in the books of Mr. Pankaj, in the books of Mr. Pankaj, manufacturing account. As on 31st March, for the year ended 31st March 2020, for the year ended 31st March 2020. Particulars amount. Quickly, little bit quick. So what is given first thing? Opening WIP. Where shall we record it? To the debit side. To opening WIP. It's 3,90,000. It's 3,90,000 directly in the outer column. Next thing is the closing WIP in the credit side. By closing WIP. Quickly. Solve ahead of me. Go ahead of me. Solve the answer. Post the balancing figure. What is the balancing figure? Post quickly. Raw material. To raw material consumed. To raw material consumed. How we will calculate the value of raw material consumed? Opening raw material plus purchase less closing. Opening plus purchase less closing. Okay. So opening, what is the figure for opening? 3,02,000. 3,02,000. Okay. Add purchases. What is the figure of purchase? 12,10,000. We have purchased the raw material worth rupees 12,10,000. Then what is given? Closing is given 3,10,000. So less closing 3,10,000. It is also given that we have returned some raw material worth rupees 80,000. So it would be reduced. Less returns. It is worth rupees 18,000. So the final figure of raw material consumed is coming down to 11,84,000. Isn't it? Just check it. 11,84,000. Quickly solve. Now through wages are given. Direct as well as indirect wages are given. So two direct wages. So we will write two direct wages. First of all, we will write two direct wages. The figure for the direct wages given is 16,000. The direct wages figure given is 2,10,000. Figure given is 2,10,000. So 2,10,000. Okay. Before direct wages, one more thing is given: indirect material. So we will write to indirect material, to indirect material, to indirect material. What is given? 16,000. To indirect material, it is given 16,000. It is given 16,000. Okay. Now what is given to indirect wages? Indirect wages given 48,000. So we will write to indirect wages. To indirect wages. See, manner of presentation is a matter of choice. You can also write to indirect overheads or to overheads, and under it indirect material, indirect wages, indirect expenses, all that. What I am doing, I am directly writing to indirect material, to indirect wages. I am directly writing. Okay, 48,000. Okay, now what else is given? Direct expenses given, royalty on production. So to direct expenses, to direct expenses. What is given, beta? To direct expenses. I am not reading your doubts as of now. Just focus on what Ronak sir is saying. Just focus on what Ronak sir is teaching. To direct expenses. To direct expenses, what is given? Royalty on production. It's 1,30,000. To direct expenses, in bracket royalty, in bracket royalty 1,30,000, in bracket royalty 1,30,000. So far so good? Yes sir. Next, indirect expenses, repairs and maintenance. So what I will write is simply to repairs and maintenance, to repairs and maintenance, to repairs and maintenance. It's coming down to, what is the figure given? 2,30,000. So simply write 2,30,000. Okay. What else is given? To depreciation on factory shed. To depreciation on factory shed. Depreciation on factory shed. What is the figure? 40,000. Depreciation on factory shed. What is the figure? 40,000. Next, what is given? Depreciation on plant and machinery. So we should write factory shed in the bracket, and to depreciation in bracket plant and machinery, in bracket plant and machinery. What is the figure? 60,000. Figure is 60,000. Figure is 60,000. Okay. Now what else is remaining, beta? What else is remaining? Buy product at selling price 20,000. We have recovered rupees 20,000 by selling the buy product. We have recovered 20,000 by selling the buy product. So in the credit side, buy selling price of buy product, by sales in bracket buy product, or by selling price of buy product, by selling buy products. What is the figure given? What is the amount given? It is 20,000. It's given 20,000. Okay. So what else is remaining? Nothing else is remaining. Then why are you setting? Just find out the closing figure, find out the balancing figure, find out the amount to be transferred to the trading account, by trading account, by trading account. Cost of finished goods transferred, cost of finished goods transferred, cost of finished goods transferred. It took hardly 5 minutes. It hardly took 5 minutes, and it carries around 6 to 8 marks. So don't you think this topic is very useful? Don't you think this topic is very much scoring? So what is the balancing figure? What is the balancing figure? What is the balancing figure coming? Seventeen lakh 81,000. Yes, correct. All those who have given the answer 17 lakh 81,000. It's correct. It's correct. 17 lakh 81,000. Close the account. Close the account. Close the account. Total is coming down to 23 lakh 8,000. Total is 23 lakh 8,000. 23 lakh 8,000. 23 lakh 8,000. Okay. Is it clear? Is it done? Are you done with it? Are you done? Any doubts, any difficulty? With this, we have successfully completed the topic of final accounts of sole proprietor. Now it's on you. Now it's on you to practice, practice, and practice. The more you practice, the more you score, the less time you take in your exam to solve the illustration. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts? Yes. Sarfaraz, yes. Yes, Kanishka. Yes, Ujjwal, yes. Any doubts? Great. Most of the students has given the correct letter. No, Kanishka, no. See, Kanishka, what is happening? What is happening now? He, as we see, everyone pens down. Everybody, just focus what Ronak sir is saying now. Just keep your pens down. See, what is happening? We are a manufacturing entity, and as we are a manufacturing entity, we have debited the depreciation here. Okay. Now we got the figure of cost of finished goods. Now this figure will be transferred to the trading account. Okay. From trading account, we will get the figure of gross profit, and that gross profit ka figure will get transferred to the profit and loss account. Okay. Now suppose we are having some selling van. We are having some auto or some drug which is used for selling and marketing. So we will also charge depreciation on it. Don't you think? Don't you think key in the process, in this process which we have seen, see, in this process, there were machines. Okay, they in the manufacturing process we were using machines and building, and the depreciation on this manufacturing on the machines and this factory building we charged to manufacturing account. We had charged this to the manufacturing account. After this finished goods, we must be having some office. We must be having some office building. In that office building, we must be having some computers, laptops, printers, some coffee vending machines. So depreciation on this thing, depreciation on this machine would be charged to trading account or profit and loss account. Trading account or profit and loss account. We must be having some selling van or auto or Tata Ace. Okay. So depreciation on it would be charged to profit and loss account. Okay. That's it. That's it. That's what I want to say. So what I am trying to say is depreciation on tools, plant, machinery, factory building would be charged to manufacturing account, and other depreciation would be charged to profit and loss account. Saksham, you are asking trading ka practical question number 1. So it's not feasible. You can ask the specific doubt in that question. Please ask the specific doubt. What is your doubt in the practical question 1? What is your specific doubt? In which adjustment you are having difficulty? Ask the specific thing. In which adjustment you are finding it difficult to solve? No, correct. Mohammad Akhtar only once. Mohammad Akhtar only once. Ranganatha BR, which adjustment you are asking? Ananta Pancha, please repost. No, Manisha, only once, only once. No, Joseph, no. Any doubts in this practical question number 1? Please ask specifically. Either practical question 1, 2, 3, any, or any doubts in the topic of final accounts? Yes, Sarfaraz, you can write AC. Rushita, you can ask the specific adjustment. You can ask doubt on any specific adjustment. See, Priyanka, the same logic, same logic. Uh, Priyanka is asking, ki, sir, why carriage on purchase is debited to the manufacturing account? See, carriage on purchase, what we are purchasing? We are purchasing raw material. So it is obvious all the expenses incurred to bring the raw material to the present location would be debited to the manufacturing account, would be debited to the cost of raw material. That's why. See, Ranganatha, very important thing. I have explained this 2 3 times. One more time, I will explain. I have explained this thing 4 5 times. One more time, just check it. See, everybody pens down. In sometimes in the question it is given key 20% on cost. 20% on cost. So we will have to or do one thing. Just draw this cost sales percentage. Suppose it is given 20% on cost. Then how many percent on sales? Suppose cost is 100. Suppose cost is 100. So profit is 20% on cost. It means profit is 20. So the selling price is 100 plus 20, that is 120. General question. So what is the percentage on selling? 20 upon 120. It is coming down to 16.66%. So 20% on cost means 16.66% on sales. Suppose 25% on cost. So what would be the profit? 100 into 25%. Profit would be 25. So the total selling price would be 100 plus 25 profit, that is 125. Now 25 upon 125, it is coming down to 20%. So on sales it would be 25%. As simple as this. On sales it would be 20%. On sales it would be 20%. As simple as this. As simple as this. Okay. Ranganatha, is it clear? Ranganatha, is it clear? Yes. Priyanka Gupta, correct. Priyanka Gupta, correct. Upika, I need to check it. I will revert you through mail. Any more doubts? Vaishnavi, please try to solve it. Give it a time, you will understand it. Gudi say, please add specific adjustment by marking it. See, Karthike, by solving the illustration, do one thing. What I am doing, what I see, how I was solving the illustration, I was marking it one by one. See, see Karthike, by solving the illustration, I was marking one by one, one by one, one by one. जैसे जैसे I was posting, I was marking. So with this, you can ensure कि you haven't skipped any figure. Uh, Sejal Kale, can you comment the adjustment number? Can you comment adjustment number? Nipun Gupta, manufacturing account. Manufacturing account. All the expenses related to manufacturing would be debited to manufacturing account. So electricity bill paid manufacturing electricity bill of the factory. It is obviously relating to manufacturing. Manufacturing. Amit Simple, manufacturing. Saikiaran, it would be given in the question, so no need to understand the difference. Or still, I can say direct expenses, or direct means which have one-to-one relationship with manufacturing, with the unit produced. Yes, I usually saying manufacturing overhead itself means indirect expenses. Manufacturing overhead itself means indirect expenses. More about this in the at intermediate level. Gopika, can you tell me the page number? Can you tell me the page number? Gopika, can you tell me the page number? Gopika, you are making a gross mistake. We have added it. We have added it to the office equipment. Typewriter. We have added the figure of typewriter, that is 40,000 in the office equipment. Gopika S. We have taken the value of typewriter in the asset side under the head office equipment. Yes, Rangana, it can be asked in the question. Opening stock and opening WIP. Opening stock means the opening stock of the raw material, or it can be the opening stock of finished goods. And opening WIP means the opening stock of WIP, work in progress. Any other doubts relating to sole proprietor? Yes, you should carry Rekha, you should carry scale pencil in the examination. Indirect material, Vishnu Dev, indirect material means which are not directly related to the manufacturing activity. Like suppose we must be having broom, jhadu, we must be having some cloth, we must be having some oil, grease. Okay, see, we suppose we have some bike, so to that bike we clean it with some cloth, we clean it, we put some oil and grease to its brakes and chain. Okay, so these are the indirect expenses, these are not directly related to the running expenses. Whereas petrol is the direct expenses, it is directly related to the running of two wheeler. Okay, is it clear, Vishnu Dev? Yes. Thani, Gai, Selvan are cost of goods produced or cost of goods sold is debited to the trading account. It is debited to the trading account. Office premises. Just a moment, Ruchi. Ruchi, just a moment. Illustration number 2. Chandan Patra, it was given in the question itself. Chandan Patra, it was given in the question itself. But Kashish, I will try to resolve your doubt. Okay. Don't worry, guys. If time permit, we will come up with illustration one of the practical questions, or give it a try. It is very simple. Give it a try. If even after trying you are unable to solve, then I am there. Garvit, it was include. It is not necessary कि we should write always drawings. It was reduced. It itself means कि it was a drawing. We had reduced the figure of insurance It itself means कि it was treated as drawings. See, what is your name? Priyanka. This point number 4, it is saying कि we have taken loan from the Dena Bank of rupees 50,000. We had taken loan of rupees 50,000 from Dena Bank. Okay, and after that, as on 31st March 2020, again it was credited by 50,000. It means कि the loan amount we have taken again one more loan of 50,000. That's why the closing balance is rupees 1 lakh. That's why the closing balance. Surprise probably. No, Swarnika, no need of learning. No need of learning. It comes with the practice. Over the time, the more you practice, the more familiar you will. The more familiar you will become with the formats. Yes, Raghavan, you can write the reasons on your own. Okay. So before this, one thing, guys. With this, we have ended. We have completed the final accounts of a sole proprietor. See, guys. Before exams, institute publish one RTP. एक RTP नाम का एक study material होता है, revision test papers. So in this there are many questions, so you should solve this RTP. Before exams, institute also conducts the mock test in the form of MTP, mock test paper, and you can download this material RTP, MTP, and the latest study material, RTP, MTP, and the latest study material from Board of Studies, ICAI Board of Studies portal. Simply put BOS space ICAI in the Google search. There you will get Board of Studies ka website, Board of Studies portal, and in that Board of Studies portal, select the foundation. Select foundation. Once you select the foundation, in that there are multiple things are given, like study material, RTP, MTP, everything is given. Okay, there is one more thing, corrigendum to study material. Just a moment, I will show you. Just a moment, I will show you. Just a moment, I will show you. Okay. See guys, if you search on Google BOS ICAI, if you search on Google BOS ICAI, this thing you will see. You will see this thing. And here you have to click on BOS knowledge portal, or simply click on foundation course. Simply click on foundation course, and on foundation course you will see syllabus paper 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's check out the paper 1 principle and practices of account. So here you will get the link for study material, link for downloading the study material relevant for May 2021 examination, which is relevant for you. Okay, and below this there are two more links: corrigendum to study material 1, corrigendum to study material part 2. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does the corrigendum means? See, I have downloaded one corrigendum. Corrigendum मतलब क्या होता है कि जो हमारा स्टडी मटेरियल है, स्टडी मटेरियल में अगर कुछ चेंजेस है या कुछ करेक्शन है, if there are some mistakes in the study material, then institute rectify it through corrigendum. Institute publishes the corrigendum time to time. समय समय पे इंस्टीट्यूट corrigendum के थ्रू जो भी हमारे स्टडी मटेरियल में जो भी चेंजेस है, जो भी मिस्टेक्स है, वो रेक्टिफाई करता है. सो I have downloaded the corrigendum 2, which is relevant for this edition. Okay. So in the module number 1, chapter number 6, page number 6.37, we had illustration number 3. Let's check out. It was this is page number 6.37, illustration number 3. We had seen this illustration on sale of goods on approval basis. Okay. So there it was given key in the last line, after the expiry of the period, the customer have accepted goods equivalent to 75% of the cost of the goods and the rest is considered to be rejected. So iska हमने we had passed the entry trade receivable to sales. We had taken 75% of 1 lakh. We had taken 75% of 1 lakh. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. So mark it as incorrect. Mark it as incorrect. The correct thing is given in the corrigendum. Correct thing is given in the corrigendum. Correct thing is given in the corrigendum. It is we have to take 75% of 1,50,000. We have to take 75% of 1,50,000. Being the goods equal to 75% of the cost of goods sent on approval basis. 75% of the cost of goods sent on approval basis. So goods were costing rupees 1,50,000. And what the question is saying, if we have sold the goods, we have sold 75% of the goods are sold. So it is coming down to 1,12,500. So we will record it as sales. Trade receivable account debit to sales 1,12,500. Trade receivable account debit to sales 1,12,500. Rectify the mistake. Rectify the mistake. Or just cut this thing and write 1,50,000 into 75%. Okay. 1,50,000 into 75,000. Is it clear? Is it clear from where to download the notes? Is it clear? Archie, I will talk about it. We can solve RTP and MTP as many as possible. First, the sequence should be we should solve the RTP and MTP for the current attempt. Then, if time permits, we can solve RTP and MTP of the previous attempts as well. Akanksha, it is given in the module itself. Akanksha, the solutions are given in the study material itself. See, one more thing. In the module 2, or in the module 1, chapter number 6, page number 6.71. Which topic is that? Page number 6.71, illustration 8. Can anyone comment which topic is this? See, just check out. See, in this corrigendum, what is given? There are all the mistakes committed in the study materials are given. Like in the module 1, chapter number 6, page number 6.71, illustration number 8. It is given, ignore the line and the insurance company paid 12,000 net of salaries. This thing I have already explained you in that illustration. Okay. So these are the corrigendum. So before studying any topic, you should refer to this. Before studying any topic, we should refer this. उसी same website, on the same website we can from the same website we can download the study material for the previous attempts. From the same website. Okay. So guys, did you enjoy the journey? If you have any doubts relating to examinations, relating to studies, you can ask me. If you have any doubts relating to exam studies, ask me. Yes, Simran, corrigendum means corrections. Corrigendum means correction. Guys, you can download the RTP and MTP from the Board of Studies Knowledge Portal. Board of Studies Knowledge Portal, which I showed you, which I just now showed you. This is the Board of Studies Knowledge Portal. This is the Board of Studies Knowledge Portal. Okay. From this portal, you can download all the study materials and all the relevant materials. See, I have clicked on revision test paper, and in revision test paper, so many revision test papers are given of the previous attempts as well. Okay. Okay. Any more doubts? Any more queries relating to studies? Anything else? Anything else? See, in the corrigendum, it was given, ignore the line of insurance. See, how to refer corrigendum. In the corrigendum, it was given, ignore the line and the insurance company paid 12,000 net of salvage. Okay, so we will come here, and what we have to do, we have to delete this line, and the insurance company paid, rupees 12,000 net of salvage. ये हमें delete करना होगा. This line we have to delete. We have to delete this line. Okay. This is the way. This is the manner in which we refer the corrigendum. Okay. Anything else? One student, Tushita, is asking, sir, how much time we should give to one subject? How we should allocate time for studying? See, it depends. It varies from student to student. If someone is very good in accountancy, then he or she can dedicate only 1-2 hours. But if you are finding it difficult, if someone is finding accountancy difficult, then he or she should definitely allocate 4-5 hours. If the only aim, the only goal is to clear the exam, so we should allocate the time as per our choice. Anurag are not possible. Prashant Kunal is asking, sir, how to overcome the fear of accountancy. My dear friends, accountancy is a very, very, very interesting and very simple subject. What I am saying, try to understand. Which course are you pursuing? We are CA student. We are chartered accountancy student. We will become chartered accountant. So our name itself carry the word accountant. So don't you think we should master account? We should master the subject of accountancy. Yes, we should become the Bhishma Pitama of accountancy. We should become the Bhishma Pitama of accountancy subject. And more and above this, accountancy is very interesting and very scoring subject. At foundation level, we have accountancy for 100 marks. At intermediate level, we have accountancy for 200 marks. At final level, again, we have accountancy for 100 to 200 marks. In various subjects like costing, in taxation, we have to make use of accounting principle. So don't you think accounting itself carries not many marks? So you should allocate little bit more time in accountancy. हमें accountancy को जैसे कि in the case of ideal student, in the case of one normal student, if we are studying for 10 hours, if we are studying for 10 and rest, equal time should be allocated to rest 3 subjects. Okay. एंड सेकेंडली अगर अकाउंटेंसी फर्स्ट पेपर हमारा अच्छा चला जाता है तो सेकेंड थर्ड फोर्थ पेपर ऑटोमेटिकली अच्छे जाते हैं. हमारा एक साइकोलॉजिकली हमारी पॉजिटिव वाइब्स क्रिएट होती है. सी अगर हमारा पहला पेपर खराब हो जाता है तो एक साइकोलॉजिकल इम्पैक्ट होता है, हमारा पढ़ाई में कॉन्सेंट्रेट नहीं होता है, हमारा फोकस नहीं होता है, वी आर अनेबल टू फोकस, वी कंसिस्टेंटली कीप ऑन थिंकिंग कि फर्स्ट पेपर खराब हो गया, आगे क्या करूं पढ़ के. सो साइकोलॉजिकली एंड मॉरली, टू बूस्ट आवर मॉरल, वी शुड स्टडी अकाउंटेंसी अ लॉट सो दैट अकाउंटेंसी का पेपर अच्छा चला जाए. Tushita, it's not in my hand. You have to give feedback for this. Shraddha, we have to take 75% of 1,50,000. The reason is very simple. Ki as on 31st March, Shraddha, but just try to understand. As on 31st March, what we did, we reversed the entry of sale. Okay. Now suppose what you are saying, we should take 75% of cost. So 75% of cost means 1 lakh ka 75%. 1 lakh ke 75%, it is coming down to 75,000, and this is the cost price. And we are passing the entry for sales. So obviously we will add profit in this. So by adding profit, it is coming down to 1,12,500. Is it clear, Shraddha Bhatt? It is very simple. Theory of accounts you can prepare from module itself. See, few simple things. Accountancy paper carries step marking. It's not necessary कि अगर आपका balance sheet is not getting tallied आपको zero मिलेगा. You will get appropriately marks for your steps. Steps marking are given in the accountancy paper. Okay. Secondly, manner of presentation is a matter of choice. You can draw the working note the way you like, the manner you like. Third thing, calculators are allowed in the examination. So you can carry your calculator. The only friend whom you can carry in your examination is your calculator. So master your calculator. Practice a lot in your with your calculator. See the shortcuts in the calculators. Okay. Next thing, you can draw working notes, or it is not necessary कि you should draw working notes at last. You can start your answer with working note. It's absolutely fine. Whether you start your answer with working notes or the ledgers, it's absolutely fine. Yes, you have to draw the ledgers with the scale and pencil. Thanks, Akash. Pattern of the examination paper is very simple. Around 12 to 20 marks का theory आएगा, remaining 80 around 80 to 85 marks it's practical. हाँ, one more thing, if true or false are asked in the examination, and if the answer is true or if the answer is false, so you should write the reason. You have to write the reason why it is true. You have to write the reason why it is false. You have to answer along with the reasons. As it is carrying 2 marks, it would be asked for 2 marks. So it's not sufficient key you write true or false. You have to write the reason as well. Okay, Simran Rastogi, guys, in your calculator you have one figure, one button MRC, one button M plus, one button M minus. Okay, these buttons are very useful. This M stands for memory. So take on your calculator 2 into 4. Answer is coming down to 8. Okay. Now just press M plus. Okay. Now take on your calculator 2 into 2. Answer is 4. Answer is or take 2 into 3. Rather take 2 into 3. Rather take 2 into 3. Answer is 6. Now again press M plus. Okay. Now take 3 into 3. Answer is 9. Now take M minus. Okay. Now press the button of MR. So what did it do? पहले हमारा आंसर आया 8, हमने किया m प्लस मतलब 8 आ गया. Then our answer was 6. We pressed m plus. So what happened? 8 plus 6. Now third answer was 3 into 3. Answer was 9. We pressed m minus. What does this mean? We subtracted it from the figure. So 8 plus 6, 14 minus 9, 5. After pressing memory recall, the answer was 5. Answer was 5. These buttons are useful at intermediate level. Yes, working notes are compulsory. Yes, working notes are compulsory. Yes, you can use pen as well as pencil to draw the format. Yes, working notes are compulsory. प्लीज डोंट आस्क सेव डाउट अगेन. सो इससे क्या हो रहा है कि बचे हुए स्टूडेंट्स की डाउट्स आ नहीं रही है. वैष्णवी, इट इज नॉट रिकमेंडेड. इट इज रिकमेंडेड कि लेजर आप एक ही पेज पे ड्रॉ करो. It is, you should not draw debit on one page and credit on one page. You should completely fit your ledger on one page only. Yes, Akash, marks are given on format as well. Yes, Mr. K, stem markings are given. Shraddha, but this you have to write on, read on your admit card. See, time management. See, one very important thing. Key the duration for our accounts paper is 3 hours. Okay, but before 3 hours we get 15 minutes time. We get, suppose our exam time is 2 to 5. Okay, but you will get the question paper at 1:45. You will get the question paper at 1:45. That is 15 minutes earlier. That is 15 minutes earlier, and you can make use of this 15 minutes very wisely. In this 15 minutes, what you have to do, you have to read the question paper and you have to decide the sequence of solving the question. Suppose you have question number 1, A, B, C, D, question number 2, A, B, C, question number 3, A, B, C, and so on. So in this first 15 minutes, you have to read. You should read the question paper and you should decide the sequence of solving. And the sequence of solving should be always the जो आंसर आपको ज्यादा अच्छे से आता है, the more accurately the answer which you know, the answer which you know more accurately, you should solve that answer first. You should opt that question first. So first of all, in the first 15 minutes, you should start reading the question paper and identify the questions which you want to solve first. Also, you should also identify the difficult adjustment. So while solving the illustration, you should get highlighted. Your mind should get highlighted towards, your mind should get diverted towards that adjustments. Okay. Secondly, जैसे ही 15 minutes time gets over, stop reading the paper, stop reading the question paper, start solving the answer. Okay, it's not like suppose if the question is very lengthy, it won't be possible for you to read in first 15 minutes. So just stop as the 15 minutes gets over, just stop reading and start solving. Stop reading the paper and start solving the answer, even though you have read only the half paper. Okay, first 15 minutes are very useful. First 15 minutes are useful to make the strategy for next 3 hours. You should use black pen in the exams. Black pen in the exam. Black ball point pen. Black ball point pen. Compulsory questions. Compulsory questions are those questions which you have to solve compulsory. Generally, question number one is compulsory, and you have to compulsorily solve it. Okay, it is not in the option. Shraddha, there are two corrigendum. Priyanka, what do you want to ask about the examination center? Sufficient number of pages are provided in the examination, and there is no restriction. You can ask for supplement as well. Sufficient number of papers are sufficient number of answer sheets are provided in the examination. Sufficient, more than sufficient answer sheets are provided. Only black pens are allowed. It is not recommended to use the date margins to for date columns. It is recommended not to use margins. You have to write everything in the center pages which is given, not in the margins. Yes, Vimla, these are sufficient. These lectures are sufficient. Yes, you can use pen as well as pencil for drawing the format. No idea, Saloni. You have to check on official website. You will get the preference. You will get the option to select the examination center. You get the option to select the examination center. Siddheshwar Burage, it is not recommended. No, you should not use the margin column. Yes, Shreya Sharma, yes. Yes, if the format is very big, if the format is very big, then you can use it horizontally or vertically. You can turn the page and solve the illustration in the horizontal manner as well. If the format is too big. On admit card, Nivida, on admit card, you will get the instructions on the admit card. Basically, you should complete your studies around 45 days before exams. Basically, ideally, 45 days before exams, once one reading should be completed. Once our complete syllabus should be completed. Okay, and in remaining 45 days, you should revise and try to solve as many questions as possible. You should solve RTP. You should try to solve mock test papers and the revision test papers. The more you will try to solve on your own, the more marks you will score at during the examination. So during last 30 days or last 45 days, you should solve not many question papers, as many questions as possible. Ideally, 30 to 45 days before the examination, our syllabus should get completed. We should study. No, we should not use the short form like P and L. We have to completely write profit and loss. No rough pages are provided in the examination. You have to use the answer sheet, given answer sheet only. Just write rough work, and or you can use the last page as the rough work, or you can use any page as the rough work. You cannot take any page, you cannot bring any page from your home. Only the answer sheet provided, you can use only the answer sheet provided in the examination, and you can use last page as the rough page, or any other middle page as the rough page. Ravinder Singh, I will also miss you. Paper is ruled, you will get the ruled paper. On the admit card, you will get the detailed instructions. Yes, Sanjay, you have to fill the application. You have to fill the examination form. Okay. Yes. Did you enjoy the journey of accountancy till now? How was your journey of accountancy lectures till now? How's the choice? Are you ready with the topics which we have covered till now? Ruled papers will be provided. Did you love the lectures? Quickly comment the last interaction for the today. How was the lecture? How was the session? Did you enjoy the accountancy lectures? Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling confident for accountancy? Thank you, Rangana, Daisri, Simran. Are you feeling confident about accountancy? Yes, Nivita, you will get sufficient time for revision. Are you feeling confident in the subject of accountancy? Shall we end today's session? Yes, excellent. It was a great time. Awesome. Very much. Enjoyed a lot. Wonderful. Loved it a lot, sir. Enjoyed. Okay, great. So, guys, keep studying. Try to solve as many as questions you can. These videos are always available for you. You can watch the videos once again. If you are finding difficulty in any concept, then you can just go, you can watch the recorded lectures, and you can try to solve it on your own. You can watch the lectures once again. You can refer the answers given in the module. Excellent. Great. So with this, let's end the session. One more thing, you should attend the conferences. See, you should also read the beside these study materials. You should read RTP. You should read mock test paper. If time permits, you can read previous attempts mock test papers and RTPs. Okay, and besides this, you should also read the students' journal. You should also read the students' journal. Okay, in students journal also there are few important things provided for your examination, so you should refer that also. Okay, so with this small message, all the best, study well, study hard. With this small message, let's end today's session. So here I am, your friend Sir Ronak Agarwal, signing off. Take care, love you all, bye bye.